Good morning, ninth graders. Today we're going to talk about verbs of movement. You're gonna find what I'm talking about, page 68 in your student book. So, as from their name, verbs of movement. Movement from the verb move means to not sit still. So we're going to talk about the verbs that has to do with walking, running, jumping, movement. The first question in your book asks you to match the verbs of movement with their definitions. So what are you going to do? I'm going to line them in a schedule. Here are the definitions, the short version of definitions. Now concentrate. These are the definitions that you should memorize, but I added a couple of definitions only to make you understand the word better because they're confusing. They have very similar meanings. Okay? So the first one is to run in a dangerous or careless way. This is, excuse me, we're gonna continue. Yes, we're going. Run in a dangerous or careless way is to tear. Now, to tear means to barge into somewhere. For example, you're sitting in your room and your brother tears in your room asking you where his phone is. Tear, he ran inside in a dangerous or careless way. So the definition of tear, this is the definition that I think that will help you. To move very quickly, typically in a reckless or excited manner. So someone is being excited, they're also being reckless. I don't know how long I have been lying here, but soon I heard a car fly into the driveway and someone tear through the house up and upstairs yelling my name. So someone was running in a reckless manner or very dangerously or carelessly through the house and upstairs yelling their name. Okay? So the second definition is to walk over the same area repeatedly. This is extremely easy. This is to pace. Pacing is walking back and forth. It's the same walk you do when you're thinking or when you're anxious. I don't know if you remember this scene, but the cat here, Tom, I believe, no, Sylvester, yes, Sylvester, I believe, keeps going back and forth, back and forth. This is pacing. Walk at a steady and consistent speed, especially back and forth as an expression of one's anxiety or annoyance. So pacing is when you walk back and forth to express that you're anxious, that you're not comfortable, that you're thinking. Oscar began to pace, walking back and forth before sitting on a small wooden chair that was leaning against the wall. So, Oscar began to pace. And what did Oscar do? He began walking back and forth. This is extremely easy. Okay, walk with difficulty because one leg hurt. Guys, I need you to know the difference between a leg and a foot. We're gonna discuss it now. Walk with difficulty because one leg hurt is to limp. Limp. Limp means that someone has something wrong with either of their legs, so they can't walk straight. See, this is a foot, this is a leg. As you can see, this person has a genetic defect where one leg is shorter than the other. So, he's a limp. It literally means أعرج in Arabic. Limp is to walk with difficulty, typically because of a damaged or stiff leg. Again, we're talking about the leg, not the foot. He's staggered to his feet, limping towards the entrance of the cave, his body searing with pain each time he moved. Okay, they're describing someone injured walking to the entrance of a cave. This is limping. When you limp, you're not walking straight because one of your legs has something wrong with it, not your feet, legs. Okay, the next one, walk having to make a big effort. A lot of you do that all the time, is when you walk but having to make a big effort to walk, which is trudge. Trudging means a difficult or laborious walk. He began the long trudge back. This is how you walk. This is how you trudge. You trudge back from school. You walk with difficulty. You're so lazy. You feel so heavy. So you're trudging back home. This is trudging. Walking with difficulty, let's see. Okay, the next is walk with difficulty because your feet hurt. See, this is the difference. Limping, your leg hurt. Here, which is hobble, walk with difficulty because your feet hurt. Hobble, walk in an awkward way, typically because of pain from an injury. Your feet hurt or it's pain from an injury, walking in an awkward, funny way. He was hobbling around on crutches. These are crutches. The metal things are called crutches, and hobbling is often, let's say 80% of the times that this word is used, it's used with someone who is walking on crutches. So to hobble is to have something wrong with your feet and use crutches. Walk somewhere for pleasure. This one is really easy, which is to stroll. A short, leisurely walk. Leisurely. Comforting. Relaxing walk. My grandparents enjoy strolling around the park. I'm sorry for this fallacy. Walking. My grandparents enjoy strolling around the park on a Sunday afternoon. They're walking around the park. They're walking for pleasure. They're walking because they want to relax. Ran quickly and suddenly is to dart. Let's see, dart, to move or run somewhere suddenly or rapidly. Another meaning, I don't know if you're familiar with it, it's spring. Dart, to move or run somewhere suddenly or rapidly. Nathan darts every day like a rabbit to catch the bus. Nathan runs rapidly or fastly or quickly every day to catch the bus. The last word is to walk with long steps, which is to stride. It's a very easy word, but you have to pay close attention. This is how we normally walk, okay? This is regular walking. To stride is to take the biggest step and leave the biggest space between both your feet. That's called a stride. Walk with long, decisive steps in a specific direction. So, this is striding. Neither of these is striding. This again is striding. It's like trying to count steps or see how big your steps can be. I turned to find Mary striding down the steps towards us. So from the sentence, we would know that Mary was taking big steps down the stairs towards them, the people. So that's it. Please solve question 1. Here is the answers, and your homework is question 4, page 66, page 61 in your workbook, question 3, page 68 on your student book. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.